This is your GreatTreeJam, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Mass Effect 1. Last time we left off, we had just finished aiding an Alliance Marine outpost on Netmos that had fallen under rachni siege. We followed up on a lead that took us into the depths of a nearby underground mine. Faced with no other option, we were forced to exterminate the rachni hive there. Now that we've taken care of Netmos rachni, it's time we followed up on another lead that will take us to the Argos Rogue cluster. We need to make our way to a supply depot and find out who is behind the rachni outbreaks in the Styx Theta cluster. So let's get to it. Let's go ahead and leave Netmos orbit, and we're going to get out of the Styx Theta cluster. Our next stop is going to be the Argos Rogue cluster, and we will see here there's a new system for us, the Gorgon system, that we can explore. This is going to be the location of this assignment, UNC Depot Sigma-23. So let's get over here and figure out the source of the rachni problem. Here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of the planets in the system. There are no resources that we can collect. However, as before and as always, I will go ahead and open up each planetary description so that you guys can pause the video and read at your own pace. One thing to note is that this system does not have much development in terms of civilization, considering that the Gorgon system has a giant blue star. This pretty much means that any ships that don't have adequate protection are at risk from component failure and possible destruction. Not exactly something that welcomes colonization. But our last stop is going to be here at the planet of Sleekon, and I believe that is the last stop we will make. It's time for us to go ahead and start investigating this facility. Someone has been tampering with the rachni, but we don't know who it is. We don't know if Binary Helix has been up to some shady experiments again, or if another corporation seems to be at work. But let's not spoil it too much for you guys. Let's go ahead and prep for boarding. This space station appears to have been assembled from used off-the-shelf civilian ship modules of diverse origins. There are no obvious hull markings, and it is not broadcasting any ID signal. Someone did not want anyone to discover this facility, but unfortunately they did not do a good job of hiding the trajectories of each of the drone freighters that were being dispatched at regular intervals. So, we need to get on board and see if we can contact anyone, and if we can't do that, we need to at least make sure that the rachni never become a problem again. Let's go ahead and take Urdnot Rex, and we're going to want a biotic with us, and I think Liartasoni will do just nicely. But ladies and gents, we are set. We are go for the space station. Let's get boots on board. Alright, here we are. Now if you take a look at our sensors on the bottom right side of the screen, it turns out that there are already enemies on board. These may be operatives, these may be rachni, we don't know. Let's go ahead and outfit our squad real quick. And we are prepped for contact. Let's go ahead and move into the facility and prepare to engage hostiles. No movement thus far. I'm going to have Liara and Rex sit back, and we're going to play the bait and bash. We're going to keep Liara and Rex back here and use them to fire off powers when necessary. Mainly Liara in this case, but I believe more than likely we have rachni. Alright. Now, those are pretty much oh. Okay, that wasn't moving, okay. Now, we only have one soldier in this initial segment, so let's go ahead and take it out real quick. And that's pretty much it. We only have one worker to worry about for this initial segment. Let's go ahead and grab some loot while we're at it, because once we do a certain something, we're not going to have time to loot the ship. So we're going to make the most of what we got right now. I may need to use Omni Gel for this one. Oh, or maybe not. Goody. We nailed that one. Got it in the bag. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's how it's done. Didn't have to use Omni Gel that time, so... Oh, hello, Honeycut. You surprised me, but it's okay. The good thing about the workers is that they don't deal enough damage for us to even worry about. Even on Insanity difficulty, if one hits us, it's no big deal. And especially when you have a medical exoskeleton and damage protection, you don't worry about much else. So, hang on, let me go ahead and grab this real quick. But I have to say, that worker just completely scared me. Oh man, that thing just scared the hell out of me. Let's keep moving up. It turns out we don't have any other enemies to worry about for now. But let's go ahead and keep our eyes open for loot. Alright, nothing back here, I believe. We're gonna keep moving up. Like I said before, once we do a certain something in this assignment, we're not gonna have any time to look for any loot or valuables. So we need to grab it now while we can. Let's go ahead and just loot this crate right here, real quick. And there we go. Nothing right here. Let's go ahead and move back here and turn around the corner, and we should find one kit right here. There we go. The main chamber is pretty much done as far as loot is concerned. Let's go ahead and grab this aid station real quick, and we're going to take a right. The assignment's objective is actually in this room, and the cockpit has nothing of value. So, this is the only room that we had to visit, and Rex, if you'd be so kind. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. There we go. Let's go ahead and just take care of this with Omni Gel, because I'm not feeling... Ooh, goody goody. Not feeling like I want to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and just use this real quick. I'm going to skip the hacking for these containers real quick. I'm not going to need to worry too much about loot at this point. But I'm going to grab it anyway, just so I can replenish Omni Gel. Because I still have a bunch of surplus loot that had not molten down into Omni Gel just yet from the last assignment. And that's pretty much it. We're pretty much near the end of the assignment, and here we're gonna find out more about the organization and people who are working on the rachni. But for this assignment, it's not a very long one. It's not anything too challenging in terms of combat. The challenging part is actually yet to come, and you'll see in just a bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have all my squad mates react to the terminal entries here, and I will edit them in just so you guys can see them. One thing I will note is that I've had a little bit of problem trying to get an extra line of dialogue from Garrison Tally, so that I have not been successful in achieving. If someone else can fill me in on what happens, that'd be great, but I have lines for Rex, Garrus, Ashley, and Caden. Or, sorry, not Garrus, Rex, Ashley, Caden, and Liara. Garrus and Tally are the ones that are tough. So a little minor correction there. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to keep quiet so we can open up the terminal and find out more about this organization that's been working on the rachni.
Personal data recorder for Major Elena Flores.
Play the first entry.
Sigma-23 is almost fully operational. The barracks and storage lockers are complete, and we've begun stocking the munitions. It's highly unlikely the Alliance will patrol in the nebula. I expect our only risk will be from pirates, and who'll believe them? Looks like we'll have space for 2 reinforced platoons of Cerberus commandos.
Cerberus? Is that a corporation?
Cerberus. Is that a corporation?
Cerberus. Is that a corporation?
Cerberus? I do not think I have heard of that organization before.
Cerberus. Is that a corporation?
So now we're hearing about this organization called Cerberus. Now, regardless of whether or not you've done anything regarding the Cerberus assignments in Mass Effect 1 before, your squad mates will act as though they've never heard of Cerberus or this is something new on their radar. Don't know why, but oh well. Let's keep moving on.
Play the second entry.
The package arrived today for field testing. I'm told they're fundamentally similar to the units being developed on Novaria. They promise this batch will be stable. Something about them developing in proximity to the master control unit. We detected some pirates setting up an anchorage in a neighboring system. I think we'll try deploying them there first.
This seems to coincide with the Alliance attempts to detect pirate activity in the listening posts, so... Seems unfortunate that the Alliance ended up being thrown under the bus as far as this little experiment's concerned. We have one last entry, and we need to find out more about what's going on here.
Play the last entry.
They've escaped containment. Clever bastards. We treated them like animals. We should have treated them like POWs. They're spreading. Boarding the supply ships and sending them to random destinations. They'll be all over the cluster in a week. General, if you recover this message, my advice is, screw the rachni. They're too smart. Use one of the other projects. Flores, signing off. For the final time.
Another batch of experimental rachni get loose. These things need warning labels.
Experiments on the rachni. Failed containment. Didn't we just leave this party?
It seems Binary Helix were not the only ones foolish enough to meddle with the rachni.
A rachni experiment gone awry. Again.
This is a familiar story. A failed experiment with the rachni. Nice to see humans are consistently stupid.
Hey, Rex, come on, give us some credit. To go ahead and distinguish something, Rex, I just want to note, Binary Helix was stupid and unprepared. Cerberus was prepared and stupid. See? A little bit of a difference. So it seems that this group knew what the rachni are, but they had no know-how on how to approach the situation. They ended up embarking on an experiment that pretty much killed everyone on board, we assume. Nothing more that we can do here. We need to go ahead and shut down this station permanently.
Let's go.
The escaped rachni definitely came from this station, though the motives behind the Cerberus group are vague. To prevent further contamination, arm the station's scuttled charges and evac to the Normandy. We need to do that pronto. Now, this is where the tough part begins. We cannot dilly-dally. Once this charge is armed, we will have a small window of opportunity to get back to the Normandy. If we take too long, it will pretty much mean the end of us and our squad. Let's arm the charges, and we need to get out of here stat. Alright, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Gotta get the hell out of Dodge. No waiting, no wasting time. Let's go ahead and have Liara deploy a little bit of singularity. Alright, we gotta move. We gotta move.
Perimeter secured.
Now, we do not have much time at all. You can see how unforgiving that timer is, especially on insanity difficulty. I mean, we're already cutting it close. We have less than 30 seconds to make it to the airlock. I don't remember the exact timer amounts for each of the difficulties, but for this one, you do not want to waste time. Let's get the hell out of here. And that was UNC Depot Sigma-23. Now, the funny thing is, if we go ahead and open up the journal seems to imply that we've done some Cerberus assignments before, so a little bit of a indiscrepancy there, but it's only a minor one. The reason I wanted to do this assignment first before we did any other Cerberus assignments is I really did want to have based on the squadmate dialogue, I felt it would be more natural to have this as the first Cerberus assignment that we've done. Now, we need to note something else as well. There are several leads that we can follow up on that have to do with Cerberus, and we need to take care of those. One thing that we need to take care of immediately would be the Thorian Creepers, and it seems that someone's been sending samples of those elsewhere in the galaxy. we need to follow up on that, and I think that'll be the next thing that we do. But for now, it's time to call it a vid, and we're gonna get some R&R between now and our next episode. So, this is GreatTreeJam. I just want to wish you guys a happy day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be in this universe or the next. And I hope to see you in my next vid. But until then, I bid you guys farewell. Bye.